Welcome back to our second part of the course overview. As we mentioned before, the course is designed to bolster your skill development. So the assignments are built so that they focus on skill. The grading is built to focus on skill acquisition because we recognize that skills develop over time, and some of us have stronger skills in one area and weaker skills in another area. But that we're all in the process of developing through the novice to expert continuum, as popularized by Benner in her work on novice to expert nursing practice. So we use that 0 to 5 Likert scale, that's the basis of Benner's work, to grade assignments in the course. And so the behavioral expectation for a DNP student is that regardless of your entry point for skill, that through the course of a particular course, you will be exposed to the information and the material and the resources that you need to perform at a competent level, which is 3 on the Likert scale. So that 3 corresponds to a 2.7 on Emery's grading scale. So it's a competent, safe practitioner. 1 and 2 correspond to the novice and the advanced beginner level of performance. And so on the Emery scale, those fall below the 2.7. And if you look at performance items 4 and 5, those would be much higher skill development. So very few of us are going to be at the level of completely internalized expert for our performance. We always have opportunities and new things to learn. So the 5 on the grading scale is really for the exceptional demonstration of skill, a very polished, far advanced skill set. So most of the time, you'll probably be receiving scores around 3 to 4 if the skill is something new to you. 4 would be an exceptional score. 3 is where most of us will be performing through the course of our coursework. 1 and 2, there might be areas of particular growth that need to be focused on that will be identified with 1s and 2s. But I'm confident that most of us will be performing kind of at that 3 level or higher. And as you develop those skills, one thing that we've placed in the course to support that development is many weekly assignments that are smaller pieces that feed into the final prospectus. So when you do the assignments, you're really investing in your professional development. And that's because each of the weekly assignments contributes a portion toward the prospectus. But the weekly assignment is a low-risk opportunity to build skill. Each one counts 2% of the final course grade. It's submitted to faculty for review, and then you receive written feedback on that particular assignment so that you can adjust, modify, and improve it when you put it in your final prospectus. So the weekly assignments feed into the final prospectus, and you've received feedback along the way to refine the final product. So as you work on developing skill, let's see how we can use the Blackboard website to support us in that process. So the things I'd like to look at are the Start Here tab, the Weekly tab, and the grading process. So let's take a look. So when you log on to Blackboard, your site likely looks something like this, where you begin on the Announcements page. So what I'd like to do is begin by looking at the Start Here tab. This is your primary home for becoming oriented with the course and how it's structured. So as you can see here, we have the syllabus, the conceptual models, and templates and rubrics for the course. So the syllabus, as you'll note, this one is slightly updated from the one I sent out by email. I sent one out before the course began so you could have a general sense of the flow of the course and the reading assignments and textbooks. But this one posted will be our final one that we use. So be sure to download the one from the website, not rely on the one from email. Now the conceptual models is a place where we've placed visual overviews of the 2 guides that we'll be using in the course. So the first is the seed scale model for sustained transformation, and the second is Melnick's model. So we talked about those in earlier lectures, and you can link here to a full visual summary. So the course is also designed using templates and rubrics. The goal of those is to standardize the expectations so that everyone's very clear on what's expected for the course, and so that we can have similar consistency in the quality of the products that we produce within our cohort. So let's take a look at those. At the top, we've placed the templates that we'll be using in the course, and at the bottom, 2 rubrics that are used for larger activities in the course. Every grading rubric for each assignment will not be placed here. The individual assignment rubrics will be linked under the weekly assignments, and I'll show you where that will go. But you can see here we have the project prospectus template. So this is your primary document that you'll need in this course. We're going to be populating it throughout the course and revising it as we go along, and this will be the basis for your final project. Your journal matrix here supports 1 item in the project prospectus, and this is where you're going to identify and select a journal, 5 journals, and select your top choice for places that may be possible locations for disseminating the findings of your DNP project. Then the PICO question template is a Melnick template, and it guides you through how to write PICO questions. So that's one tool we'll use for problem solving and transforming practice. And the second one we'll use in this course is a problem statement. This is an adaptation of work by Robert Lawrence, and it looks at some of the key features of a problem statement. This is your way to take a very large, complex problem, focus it down into one discrete area that you can focus on for your DNP project. And then the next section are rubrics. So the persuasive slide presentation rubric, for those of you who've been in the program prior to DNP1, that you'll be very familiar with this. It's a guide for helping us to create presentations that engage our audiences, distill large amounts of information, but also present it in a meaningful and engaging way. And finally, Walsh's feedback grid is also a tool that will be familiar with those who've been in the program prior to DNP1. And we're going to use this on semester Saturday to give feedback to our colleagues on their presentations. So here you can see we have templates to guide your assignments. The majority of assignments are going to come off of the prospectus template, and the others are supplementary for specific assignments. So the next place we'll go is to our weekly assignments tab. And the weekly assignments tab are structured similarly for every single week throughout the term. You'll note that in week 8, there's a custom study week. This is your opportunity to catch up on any outstanding learning that you need to do, finalize and tighten up your plan for the final DNB project, consult with faculty if there are particular custom learning needs that arise. So week 8 is focused on your learning objectives. There aren't any deliverables for the course formally. And in week 16, this is where you will be submitting your final integrated DNP project proposal using the prospectus. But for now, let's illustrate the structure of each week using the first one here. So you can see every week we'll have 3 folders, one for the audio web link to these the screencast-o-matic presentations where you can hear the audio and see the slides. The next folder holds the PowerPoint presentation. That was the basis of the screencast-o-matic recording, so that you can download those slides and have the visual available as you listen or after you listen. And then the final one is looking at the assignments, the descriptions and rubrics for them, as well as the Dropbox. So let's look at how the audio lecture is set up. So here you can see there are web links for each of the lectures that have been completed to date. They're listed in sequence. So every week we'll have the week number, and then the lectures will follow in sequence A, B, C, D. So you see we've completed C, the course overview up through the syllabus, and right now you're hearing the delivery of the Blackboard site. So that will come as 1D, course overview. So you can get those audio files here in the first folder. Next, you can go to the PowerPoint slide folder and download the slides. You can see here the titles match the audio presentations. And then finally, we can look at the course assignments. So here we'll have the descriptions and the resources. This is your one-stop shopping to pick up everything you need for that week's assignments. So here you can see there's a prospectus assignment. You're going to complete items number 1 through 4 from the template. You can use that word template. There's no cover page required. Be sure to include your name, of course. And complete those items 1 through 4 in the descriptions, and then populate the grid with any information that you know already or that comes from what you've written in items 1 through 4. So when you click on this link, it will take you to the Dropbox, and that will have the date and time stamp on it to reinforce the date and time that are in the syllabus. So all assignments, as we've said, are due on the final day of the week, which is Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So unless otherwise posted, things like your semester Saturday presentations, which of course you'll give on Saturday, or the final presentation, the final prospectus, every weekly assignment is due Tuesday, 11:59 p.m. So with that, you'll see we've covered the Start Here section, where to find templates to guide your weekly assignments, grading rubrics for larger assignment activities, but not for every week. Those will be posted under the weekly tabs. The weekly tabs have the links to the audio lectures, the PowerPoint slides, and the Dropboxes for your assignments. The final point, which we didn't cover online, I just wanted to reinforce that Blackboard is going to be your reference for the score that's received on each assignment. However, Blackboard's weighting of assignments is historically inaccurate. So you can depend on Blackboard to find your score for the assignment, but the final course grade will be calculated in Excel by exporting Blackboard's grade record, and then each assignment will be weighted in Excel. So within the next week or so, that file that will be used to calculate the final course grade will be posted on Blackboard, so it's available to everyone, and you can keep a running score of your grades in real time. So with that, we've given an overview of the course. We've looked at the syllabus. We've looked at the Blackboard website, and we've also talked about the vision that we need for transforming care and how powerfully conceptual maps can be in helping us to see the vision and the gaps between where we are currently and where we'd like to be in the future. And in our first talk together, we discussed the fundamental problem of knowledge hitting a dead end, where we're discovering more than we're able to apply in practice. And hence, your powerful role as a DNP prepared graduate for transforming practice, bringing innovation, and bridging the gap between what's known and what's done. So I look forward to discussing these conceptual models in detail in our second week together. Have a great week.